Yes, sir. We got another one. Peace and blessings. What's going down, my people? This is the one and only Mr. Tom Brody. It's the Cheerz of the Real podcast. Live in effect. We got a live stream. You know what it is. It's art. It's music. It's culture. Underground hip-hop will never die. You know what it is, my brother. We got a beautiful guest, amazing, talented individual here live in effect. Want him to introduce himself. What's going on, my people? You know, say what's up to the people.
What's going on? What's going on? Good afternoon. I'm XAV-R, SOSA. I represent the before, now, and after of the Bushwick culture, and through all of us, the soil rises.
So just getting into it, I want to just, have everybody tuned in. We bring guests up. We have them kind of dissect their bio because we support, like-minded individuals that are kind of grinding, give them their flowers. And, I want to pay homage because, you're grinding. I see the body of work. I'm loving it. We were talking off camera, and I was kind of telling you, you are putting in the work. So, let the people know who you are, what you're doing, what you about.
Well, I basically started doing music when I was younger. You know what I'm saying? Like 9 years old. Started recording when I was 12. Mm-hmm. Before you know it, I'm selling mixtapes at 18. I dropped my first mixtape, which was Shit On You mixtape, when I was 18, and then when I was 22, I dropped another project called Capital Punishment: The Resurrection. So I've been always, shouting out Pun.
Shouting out Pun.
I was basically always doing it. My father's a writer. You know what I'm saying? So in Puerto Rico, he writes books. So basically, I come from a writer's background. So I always been trying to put it out there and put that energy out there.
Super dope. Super dope. Explain people the name, because there's going to be people tuning in on audio platforms. I want them to kind of be able to research you and everything else.
XAVR?
There you go.
Xavier. It comes from Xavier, but, so I put it, XAVR. It's nothing, it's not no special thing in it. You know what I'm saying? It's just XAVR, short for Xavier.
No doubt. So just for people to tune in, everyone that comes into underground culture, I want you to kind of explain to people the labor, the passion, the effort it takes to kind of be an artist as a New York individual, as a native, let people know where you're from, the whole bio. Break it down.
Basically, I'm an artist from Bushwick, Brooklyn, and, the whole art, it comes, from the inspiration from the ground. Like, it's always been a talented neighborhood. And it's always been about, putting out your energy out there from a young age, like where it came from graffiti to music, you know what I'm saying? So where I come from, from Bushwick, I'm just, putting the soil on the map by putting my music out there.
And you're more of a late 90s guy, Bushwick, or?
Yeah, late 90s, early 2000s.
There you go.
More like early 2000s.
There you go. Listen.
I was young in the late 90s.
Listen, health is wealth, but youth, when you got youth on your side, you ain't gonna know. You good. You know what I mean?
I look good. You heard? That's that cocoa butter. You heard?
So I will say, Bushwick is one of those neighborhoods. For those that don't know New York, Bushwick is a wild melting pot. Lot of talented individuals coming out of Bushwick. But when we look back at your history, we say native New York and underground culture. What inspired you to even be an artist and get into hip hop?
Well, I come from Bushwick, which is like 10 minutes away from Marcy, and my biggest influence was Jay-Z.
Right.
The way he spoke the word Marcy, the way he repped his hood.
Facts.
I say in my music, blueprints haunted the ground zero, because basically he just laid out the blueprints out there, and a young kid like me, you know what I'm saying, was watching that, and I was like, oh shit. If I repeat Bushwick 1,000 times, and then, paint this wall with Bushwick and show support to other artists in Bushwick, then, I'm gonna, follow up from those planted seeds. So
that's a inspirational dude. That's an icon right there to say he's from the neighborhood, you know what I mean? So first project, I mean, let's get into the whole let's get into the history. So we're inspired by history, we're inspired by the neighborhood. We get into it. Other than Jay, who else are we inspired by? What are some of the other
Biggie, Ready to Die? That shit is, I listen to that still to this day.
This
You know what I'm saying?
iconic. You can't. It's undeniable,
I
right?
listen to a lot of old music to this day. Like I'm still inspired by like Nas,
Dope.
Pac, but I had an older brother, so he was putting me on to like Wu-Tang. Like he was putting me on to everybody.
I will say one thing about Wu-Tang.
And when they came 36 Chambers and all
Hold
that,
on.
yeah.
The crazy thing about Wu-Tang is they were able to tap into a whole fucking different audience. You know what I mean? Like they tapped into an audience that the normal hip hop crowd wasn't tapping into.
Facts.
That was, you know what I mean? Like, and that's the blessing in disguise when you could bring people into the genre. It's a beautiful thing. So around that time we got but that's a good year in hip hop too. Like late 90s, early 2000s. That's kind of when the South started kind of taking over, became a little more party-ish. Yeah. Started getting a little party mode. You know what I mean? So what else are we doing around that time?
Around what time?
Like you figure like late 2000s, we're into hip hop.
Well, I was coming out of high school, man. I was just like basically just figuring out life. But I was always writing. I was in high school coming out with my first mixtape. So I was just on some
which high school?
Bushwick Outreach.
All right.
Bushwick Outreach.
I went to Lafayette. I don't know if you ever heard of Lafayette. I went to Lafayette.
That's what's up. I went to Bryan High School first, but then I ended up in Bushwick Outreach. You already know I had
to. No doubt.
Bushwick Outreach dudes. So
we'll fast forward it and we'll say, so we're into music. We're gonna establish ourselves as an artist, right?
Yeah.
Where, so people could get it. Where do we decide that we want to take this shit serious?
Serious? All right. Basically, I went through from 9 years old I started writing, 12 years old I was recording, 18 years old I dropped my first mixtape, 22 I dropped my next mixtape. Then I got stabbed in 2009 in the day that Michael Jackson died. I highlight that shit because that shit, when I woke up at the hospital, at Elmhurst Hospital, all
everybody
I'm seeing is Michael Jackson.
Yeah,
so
that was
I'm
major.
Like, oh shit, so
yeah,
I
that
survived right there. Anyway, so after that, I recovered all those years. I lived life. And then in 2016, I started writing again. And I started seeing, the development of Bushwick and what Bushwick was looking like, you know what I'm saying, with the arts being respected, and now finally, it wasn't just highlighted for what it was going through and the poverty, it was being highlighted for what we actually could make out of it.
For sure.
So I was seeing that in 2016, I had to get serious, and in 2017 I dropped the project Revelations, the EP, and then a couple years later, which was last year, I dropped Bushwick. Right after that, I took a couple years off that because it was just, I was dropping a lot of singles and trying to find out.
And that's a major, for people who don't rap or don't do art, that's a major accomplishment within itself to say, I'm putting out my first album. Because most people, they kill themselves just trying to do their first rhyme. Just an opening line. Like, but most people are not as motivated as you may think. So to say, yo, you could pat yourself on the back. Like, yo, I put my first album out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And how did you manage to, like, facilitate the production and get producers involved? And how'd you manage to do all that?
With the last project?
No, with the first project.
Because,
when you're first coming up.
When I was younger?
Yeah, you first coming up. You know what I mean? Like, you don't got the context you got now. You know what I mean? So when you first coming up, how do you get the beats? How do you get the studio time?
At that time, I was getting like beats from the mixtape.
Talk about it.
Bootleggers.
Talk
you know
about
what I'm
it.
saying? Like
Talk about it.
Like I used to go get the instrumentals. You know what I'm saying, on Knickerbocker, and then go to the block and just use those beats. So that's how I was moving. And then SPMG. Shout out to them. They had put a studio in the neighborhood, for the community.
No doubt.
And, it made it accessible to go to a studio in the neighborhood, Latinos, you know what I'm saying? So that was pretty dope.
Because nowadays studios and maybe production is very, it's pop culture.
Yeah.
But, late 90s, early 2000s, studio time, and you just
to get to.
Yeah, absolutely, son. Yeah. Absolutely.
So it took I was like, I grew up with a lot of friends that was artists. And then I was like the only artist that actually went and did the album. Like everybody was freestyling, but I went and I took it serious. I was like, I'm gonna sell my CD to your mother. You know what I'm saying? And I meant it.
I think we all, truth be said, I ain't gonna lie, man. I think and everyone listening to this could relate. I think we all have friends that we're surrounded by that are probably super duper talented.
Facts.
But they're just not motivated.
Oh yeah.
Right? I think we all have friends that probably like you could be a great actor or you're a great painter, but you don't want it. You know what I mean? Like
the execution is something that
bro, I've gotten older and I've learned that it's not about how talented you are, it's about how much you want that. How much do you really want that? Do you really want to get up at 5:20 in the morning? I don't think you want it. Some people see it, bro. Some people see the dream. They want the American dream, right? They want the mansion, they want the yacht, they want the fast cars. But you don't want to put that work in. You really don't. You want your man to put the work in and then give you the alley-oop.
Facts.
Right?
Yeah, no, that's a bad disease that's happening right now. And
it's the same thing with health. You see people, they're like, damn, I want that 12-pack. No, you don't. No, you don't. You don't want to be you don't.
If you wanted that 12-pack, you be putting in that work in for that 12-pack. You know what I'm saying?
Bro. Lifestyle shit, you know what I mean?
That's a fact.
But and I say lifestyle because music applies the same way. Where some people say, "I wanna do it," but you really don't.
Yeah.
They ain't connecting the dots.
It's all about the execution. I tell every artist, I come across a lot of artists, and I'm always, giving back the blueprint. But I always tell them, don't skip steps at the beginning. Don't skip steps as an independent artist, meaning. Don't be trying to get the easy way out. You know what I'm saying? Go through that. And then at the end, and when they're going through it, I'm like, yo, execution. You know
Absolutely.
What I'm saying? You have to finish what you start. If not, it never mattered.
Absolutely. Absolutely. But again, we're gonna rewind it. My man is up here. He's been working. I want to kind of showcase some of the videos that he's been doing. We're gonna reel up one or two just so you can kind of get a good feel of why he's up here, because like I said, at the Cheerz the Real podcast, we supporting art, music, and culture. And my man got some talent that I wanted to showcase. So PC, whenever we get a chance, Dave, we're gonna pull up newest video, and we'll take it from there.
Wicked party.
Hell yeah. But another thing I wanted to bring up as a Latino artist, this is what we talk, back, is that do you find it harder, easier? The trials and tribulations, the pain and the agony of being a Latino artist in so-called black culture.
In hip-hop
right.
culture. Yes, I feel like, I'm not acknowledged. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be overlooked. I'm overlooked. And,
right.
It's not just, it's because of the way my music is not in the same rhythm as what everybody's used to.
Right.
So,
right.
You know what I'm saying? So, they will hear something different or awkward like me, and what the hip hop is already used to, and they like, nah, that's not it, because we used to wear we used to wearing it like this, and
well, stereotypes run deep, and this is something that we talked off camera. Is that I always felt that Latin artists is a double-edged sword, right? So really, depending on where you were raised, is your swag, right? Even out west, you got certain Mexican dudes. They in certain areas. They banging hard for their hood, and you're like, yo, son, he's a different breed. You know what I mean? like, yo, you're not really Mexican, son. You're a different breed. You know what I mean? It's really your neighborhood definitely influences you. You know what I'm saying? So I could appreciate that much. So we're gonna play this video that's rocking.
Hottest record in Bushwick right now.
For all those listening on audio platform, I apologize, but you could tune in and kind of
from here
check
on,
it for yourself.
Goes down unless I'm involved.
Yes,
No blackjack, no dope deals, no nothing. A nickel bag gets sold in the park. I want in.
In the wicked and real. No, you don't wanna play. Straight out of Brooklyn.
No doubt.
On my party and bullshit. Straight out of Bushwick. On my party and bullshit. In the wicked and real. No, you don't wanna play. Straight out of Bushwick. On my party and bullshit. Straight out of Brooklyn. On my party and bullshit. Kicking in the door, waving the 4-4, like you don't wanna beef no more. Learn the game from the school of the hard knocks. Let my mark on them back blocks. I thought it was love and it was jealousy. Knickerbocker state of mind, won't let him sleep. Decided to get them impact and make them reach. Pistol on the belt, 30 like Coney Island Beach. This is smoke from the BQE to the Verrazano. Blood on my Ferragamos. The bass is soprano. Plant the seeds, make you see the gusanos. Had to go hand, take his cheese out the pan italiano. For that stamp, everyone call you hermano. They try to breathe my air, caught a cramp in their jaws, got serrano. I'm from Bushwick.
Love this joint,
In
son.
the wicked, they real.
Yo, I wanted you to highlight also, who did the production on this over here?
Cloud and Pip. Well, on the production of the,
Yeah.
of the song,
Yo, Dave, let's slow this a little bit.
Willie Styles was the producer. He's been I've been working with him. He's been engineering a lot of my music recently. But he was the producer I sat down with. Willie Styles.
And shout out to your cinematographer.
That's Cloud and Pip. That's my brother too.
I'm gonna buy this guy a drink.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, I know the pain and the labor of editing.
Nah.
This is one of the few hats that I don't wear.
Yeah.
Bro, it's very tedious, bro.
Nah, I try to wear
Treat
that
him
hat.
good, bro. Treat that guy good, son.
I try to do videos myself, so I know it takes a lot to take it here. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah,
that's
man.
my guy.
This shit is clean, son.
He's the hottest director in the town, like the hardest working. You know what I'm saying? So salute to that guy, Clock and Kapif.
Yo, and if you're not from New York, I ain't gonna hold you. Just peep the visuals. That's the energy all day.
It's Brooklyn, man, Brooklyn.
Yo, he got you looking good right now, son. He repped you right on the visuals, man. He's on the Christmas list.
With the extra give.
Yo, he made the Christmas list. No doubt.
I basically, invited a lot of artists, to come through. Cause I had threw an event that day. I threw an event was called THESOILRISES, the second annual event.
Okay.
And basically everybody came through to perform, and then I threw my Wicked Party video.
For sure. Love it. There's another one I wanted to pull up. I'll wait for him to pull that up. But in the meantime, we'll dissect hip hop. So for most people that listen to my show are like hip hop heads.
Yeah.
Right? They're not the average. They're not this Hot 97 head. They're like hip hop heads. Hip hop nerd type dudes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, if you were gonna say your top 5, I always hate that question, right? Because I get stressed out. Yo, people ask me, I'll be stressed out. I start sweating and shit hard, especially with different generations and different kind of brackets, right?
Yeah.
Your personal top 5, dead or alive?
Jay-Z, Biggie, off the back.
1, 2, bang, bang. 1, 2.
I put Pun up there third because I had a he inspired my second project back when I was younger.
I can't be mad at you.
You know what I'm saying? And he's the ground. You know what I'm saying? I'm
listen,
Boricua.
but let's be real. And this is the beauty of it. Why talent outshines. If the man was still alive,
Yeah.
you don't think he would have put
No,
4
his
more
vocabulary was
Bro,
crazy.
You don't think if that man was still alive that he would have put out at least 2 more body bag albums?
Yeah, nah, definitely. He got
Come
more
on,
than 2.
son.
Way more than 2.
Come on, son.
Yeah.
And again, I hate to say it, the minority within the minority, he did inspire a lot of Latinos to pick up a mic. That's just what it is.
Nah, that's a fact.
That's just what it is.
I'm here because of him. You know what I'm saying? Like, I could mention Jay and Biggie because it was, from the ground in my neighborhood.
Real.
But when I seen Pun, get that Grammy and the way he was so aggressive, and that shit inspired me on some like, yo, I could do it for real now. You know what I'm saying?
He gave us the respect for the Latinos and the
Yeah.
music
Yeah,
industry,
yeah.
It's hard to get accepted, like
Absolutely.
in that community.
Absolutely. And it's a good time to introduce your man right now.
My guy Paper Chase.
Yo, what up, y'all?
Yes, sir. Love the name, my brother.
Appreciate it.
Love
bro.
the name. So
Appreciate
so now that we're talking, you an MC yourself, right?
Yeah, I'm an artist myself.
You know the pain and the struggles, huh?
Yeah, I've been doing it for a while.
All right.
Grew up having a love for it, so
Bushwick also?
I was born and raised in Bushwick, but after my teenage years, I moved down the block, not too far from Marcy. I come from Marcus Garvey and Green Avenue, Middle Bed-Stuy, and that's where basically the music shit kind of started for me.
Yeah.
I got inspired just by knowing, like, me being Latin and me growing up with all my brothers, and
Fact.
it inspired me knowing that
As it should be.
Jay-Z,
Yeah,
Fab,
as it should be.
a lot of big artists come from
Oh, I
Brooklyn.
forget Fab, right?
Yeah,
Fab
Oh,
definitely
yeah,
top
Fab,
5
yeah,
too. I
yeah.
can't
Yo,
forget Fab,
I
man.
forgot Fab. So then so going back with this top 5.
Yeah,
so
top 5.
we're on 3 right
I
now.
got Jay, Biggie, Pun. Damn, and then they get sticky.
Super stick, right?
They get wicked. They get wicked.
After that, man, damn.
See, I start showing my age. I ain't gonna hold you, son. And I have arguments with people sometimes. My little nephews, they live in Florida. They be like, "Yo, Unc, you old." They be like, "Yo, Unc, nah, son." Yo, I forced them one day. I got drunk. I forced them to watch like a whole album of like Rakim videos.
Yeah.
I was like, "Nah, you're gonna watch this shit. You're gonna know the ledge."
That's a fact. But I after Pun, man, I really don't. I'm like, Lord, so who I'm gonna throw in there? Like Pac, my brother, he.
Pac is not. Just for the record, we'll throw it out there. Pac is not on my top 5.
Yeah.
Jay-Z is not on my top 5. Pun, not on my top 5.
Yeah.
And your man Big is definitely not on my top 5.
Damn.
So
I want to hear your top 5.
I'm a little awkward with mine. You know what I'm saying? Like I have more like a top 7.
Yeah.
I need subs. You know what I'm saying? Like I gotta sub people in. But it's more like Rakim, Nas, Black Thought.
KRS.
Mm.
Because you sound like it's that era.
I ain't gonna hold you. I love him. You know why? Because he really merged that like the subway art, the boosting, the low heads, he had BX. It's a different level what he was doing.
He changed
son.
the culture.
Like he said, back in the days, I thought rap would never die. Woo! Listen, it's history. And I think when you know the history, you kind of know the legends. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
Even someone like Ruby D. Ruby D's Boricua. You never hear people mention Ruby D. And it goes back when we talking off camera when someone like Busta Rhymes goes on stage and acknowledges that black and Puerto Rican people cultivated hip-hop.
Facts.
That should not be a controversial statement.
It shouldn't be.
Right. Nope.
There's no reason, especially from the neighborhood that y'all in, that's why it makes it beautiful, because it's a wild mesh.
Facts.
Right? You living hand in hand, my black people, my brown people, we hand in hand. You know what I mean? Other states don't relate to that shit. You go like to LA or you go to certain places, they don't bang like that, bro.
It's segregated.
Yeah.
Yo, son, they next level segregated. They be like, you live there, I live here.
They say you live there.
You know what I'm saying? And what's gonna separate us is a highway.
Yeah.
And we gonna call it, what it is. But right now in hip hop, we're almost going through the same thing because now we got subcategories. But even as an old dude, my top 5, when I say top 5, like Black Thought, there's no one fucking with Black Thought right now.
Yeah.
Black Thought is on a MC. He's like he's a rapper's rapper.
Rapper, yeah.
Right. It's like my female homegirl said. She said, "Oh, you like rappers."
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, yeah, I want to hear bars. You know what I'm saying? If I want to dance and I want to like get soulful, I'm not gonna listen to that. I'm gonna listen to soulful music. You know what I'm saying? But any particular albums that kind of stand out for you?
Well, like growing up.
Yeah, just any albums that you put.
Like I said, I can't stop. I got Biggie right now, Ready to Die, playing in my car right now as we speak. You know what I'm saying? So I be listening to that.
The suicide joint is next level. So.
Yeah, the suicidal thoughts.
He hangs up the phone. Matter of fact, I'm sick of talking.
The whole production, the whole energy in that whole project is crazy.
Oof.
Like I have. Anytime that I have bumped into an issue in my life as an artist, like writer's block or where I can't write, I go back. I love everybody. I love Jay. I love Pun. I go back to Biggie. That's where you hear him, like the shout out. I shout him out. Wicked Party, a big influence.
Hell yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Hell
it was like I'm going back to him. Like he just brings that rugged Caribbean. You know what I'm saying? Like,
and it's good. I'm glad you say that because now in New York, that's one thing that makes us a little different is that you get a big Caribbean influence.
Yeah.
And for people that have never come to New York, they'll see it. You're forced to respect it.
Facts.
Whether it be Haitian, whether it be Jamaican,
Puerto Rican.
whether it be Dominican, or whether it be Puerto Rican, you're going to be forced to embrace it, son. It's just what it is. You know what I mean? Listen, it was culture shock for me when I went to Toronto the first time. I was like, oh, shit. It's a lot of Haitians and Jamaicans out here. and it's cold as fuck up here.
Yes, sir.
Yo, it's a different level of cold. Like even the trees had ice, you know, different level. But so I want to kind of hone in, kind of want to do this little last lap with you. I know that you've been working hard. I want to keep people tuned in. Give people a good perspective of, you know, not only the social media presence, but what you've been working on currently, what you got coming up. You know, where you are with the music. We could do that. Cool, we could do that. Just play it and then we'll kind of talk as we play it. But I know you got a lot of upcoming projects.
I'm working on the Bushwick 2 project right now.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm still working on the So You Rises Volume 1. So I'm doing the So You Rises Volume 1 is like everybody that came through to my events. I'm putting them all in the same project, and everybody I got a feature with. Yeah,
big movement.
Yeah, so it's a big collaboration project.
Mm-hmm.
And then the Bushwick 2 project should be dropping by March. So that's what we're working on right now.
You putting that out independently?
Yeah, everything independent. I'm still
all production in house.
Everything in house.
Yeah, man,
I might have I might have something with you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
for the
man.
Bushwick 2 project.
Yes,
You know
sir.
what I'm saying? Like I got a lot of records for the Bushwick 2 project, but I'm free for anything. You know what I'm saying? Like whatever works, whatever makes sense.
Absolutely. And for all the artists tuning in, and for all my people that tuning in, we know that this is a labor of love. My man is putting in work. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not easy to really be self-motivated and propel yourself to where you are. I definitely, you know, commend you.
Appreciate
you. Listen, it ain't easy. You know what I'm saying? The grind ain't easy. I think for a lot of people, they think, you know, I'm talented. I'm just gonna put something out.
Nah,
and it's gonna blow.
Nah, that's that. Like I said, once again, there's a disease that men have, like artists have. They think that, you know, just because that they gonna blow. No, you gotta wake up and want it.
Facts.
If you don't want it, there's no execution
Super
behind that
facts.
shit.
No gimmicks.
Yeah, no gimmicks.
No
So
gimmicks.
That's where it came. Like where right now, where I tell people I lead by example is because I'm not saying it to like shit on you. I'm saying it because I'm actually putting in the work. You know what I'm saying? So like,
Listen.
and you should be inspired.
Listen, I hate to say it, but let's keep it funky. The pawn should always respect the rook. You gotta people gotta know their positions on the chessboard, so to speak, because that's the only way the army gonna move forward.
Yeah, I just told him that earlier.
You know what I mean? And even on a chessboard, the pawn indirectly could be the most powerful piece.
Of course.
You know what I'm saying? That's a big fact, son. But on my right hand, man, I want you to introduce your other people right here.
King Gush right here.
Another artist.
What's going on?
Another artist. I love it, bro. I love it. I love when people roll with the momentum. I love it.
The So You Rises, we like I said, we support all artists, and that's why my brothers is here, because, you know, their turn is going to be their turn. They, you know, they working, they doing their thing.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying?
Facts, big facts, man.
This ain't about me. This is about the So You Rises. So the whole
and I'm a big believer of it. People that are tuning in, people that hit me with the side chats, they say, "Yo, Brody, love how you giving flowers to New York City artists," and that's what the real network is about. It's us, you know, we blow one down, we have a drink, and we figure out how we can all win. Really,
Facts.
You know what I mean? Yo, PC, let's play that next video. I just wanted to showcase one more video, cause I like this joint too right here. So who filmed this joint?
Which one is this one?
I got a banger.
I think this is my favorite song right here.
This is a banger right here, son.
I think it's Bushwick.
I found this joint. I said, oh, hold on, son.
Yeah,
Oh.
This is the same guy, Clark and Kapiv.
Yo.
That's my brother.
Did I not say he's on the Christmas list?
Yeah, he got extra gives, man. This was the intro to the project of the EP, and I basically, it was like the Bushwick anthem before the Wicked Party. I was like in the project. I was like, this is gonna be it.
Yeah.
I marched to the Bushwick Collective so they could see me that day and know about me.
No doubt.
And look, you know what I'm saying? And then next year they acknowledged me and they supported me, my guy Joe.
This is a good.
And I opened up for KRS-One last year.
Good. Oh, word? No doubt. Good motivation for people, bro. You gotta start from the bottom, bro. You know what I mean?
Just making sure that
Love the mohawk too, son. I love that shit, son. Rock star, son.
Nigga pocket with the Lambo, shoot up the ass like I'm Rambo. Had them wishing my mom's had an abortion. They say X you humble, but I see you carry lion teeth in the jungle.
Yes, sir.
Revelations 2020,
Love it.
gravity to execution.
Love it.
They want the power, they must be rolling up powder.
Yo, my people are working, son. Yo, we can load that, Dave. I love it. I love it. I love it. So, I know time goes fast, but I want people to kind of jump on your Spotify, jump on your YouTube. I want them to jump on all platforms. What is the next project that we are working on?
Bushwick 2, which is the Bushwick 2 project, and I'm dropping a Demon Slayer visual right now. Actually, I'm gonna keep it. I'm not saying no dates,
Right.
But Demon Slayer, the video is supposed to be dropping soon right now in the Bushwick 2 project. So you can find me at XAVR SOSA on all major platforms.
No doubt. I love it. I love it. Well, once again, my people, I'm glad you came down.
I appreciate you, man.
It's not every day that we could kind
Cheers to
of,
the real.
connect and kind of build. Again, my people, everyone tuning in, this is the one and only Mr. Tom Brody.
Blacka, 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 blacka.
It's Cheers to the real. It's Tom Brody.
Screaming, cheers to the real. Good vibes only. Putting in work and recipes to all the homies. Yeah, money was the motive. Hood couldn't hold me. 100K made man, suckers looking phony. Yeah, cheers to the real. Good vibes only. Putting in work and recipes to all the homies. Yeah, money was the motive. Hood couldn't hold me. 100K made man, suckers looking phony.